Good morning. So we are discussing the JDBC connections, Java database connectivity. So in that we have seen the architecture of the JDBC. So we have two types of architectures, two-tier architectures as well as three-tier architectures. We have discussed all these things, and then we have seen the So this is the JDBC connectivity model. In the JDBC API, we'll get the JDBC driver manager as well as the JDBC drivers. Through the JDBC driver, we are going to connect the database. So we have the Java application, we have the Java program. Through that program, we are going to connect the database. That means if you want to create the tables, means you will go to the any database and you start create table name. You will write the queries in the database client. So here we are writing the queries in the Java program itself. So if you want to retrieve the information, we can write the Java program. We'll write the Java program. We'll give the queries in the Java program. So that's why we need a JDBC driver to connect between the database and the Java application. We need a JDBC driver. So that is the importance of JDBC driver. If you are using the Oracle database, so the Oracle JDBC driver we have to use. If you are using the MySQL, so MySQL JDBC driver we have to use. So two-tier architecture, three-tier architecture we have discussed, and then we have installed the database. We have installed the open source most widely used database MySQL. So I have shown the how to download the MySQL database also, and then MySQL connector /j. So this is the driver. This is the JDBC driver we want. So in order to connect the database through our Java programs, we need a JDBC driver. So along with the database, we need the JDBC driver also. So we have to download the JDBC driver. So here MySQL JDBC driver name is MySQL connector /j. MySQL connector /j. If you are using Python means MySQL connector /Python. If you are using C++ means MySQL connector /C++. So like that we have so many JDBC drivers available for the MySQL database. We have seen some statements, SQL statements, select a star from table, delete table, update table, insert into the values, all these things, you know. And then we have set up the JDBC environment setup. So here we have to set up the environment. That means if you want to run the Java programs, Java applications, in order to connect the database, we need to set up the JDBC environment. That means we have to download the JDBC driver. After downloading the JDBC driver, we have to give the path. We have to give the class path. So here, while installing the Java, we have given the environment variable. We have set up the environment variables. So those environment variables are path and class path. So for path, we have given the bin folder path. For the class path, we have given the library files folder, lib folder path. So here, while using the JDBC drivers, we have to give the class path. We have to update the class path. So the class path is nothing but the JDBC connector path. So JDBC connector.jar file. So if you download the JDBC driver, we'll get the JDBC connector.jar file. So we have to give the path there. That jar file path we have to update in the class path. We have to update the class path as we have to set up the another environment variable class path. So class path value is the path of the JDBC driver jar file. JDBC driver.jar file. We have to update that path. Then only the connection will be established. So this is the JDBC environment setup. So in this we have seen the JDBC connectivity model and API. That means we have four types of JDBC drivers available. We have four types of JDBC drivers available: type 1 driver, type 2 driver, type 3 driver, and type 4 JDBC driver. We have four types of JDBC drivers available in the market. So most widely used one is type 4 JDBC driver. Generally, we will use the type 4 JDBC driver. and then we are going to establishing the JDBC database connections. So here we will follow the 7 step. In order to establish the JDBC connections, we'll follow the 7 step. We have 7 steps to follow. So after installing the MySQL database, after installing the MySQL connector/j, that means after installing the JDBC driver, third step is we have to set the path. We have to set the path of the JDBC driver.jar file. We have to set the class path. Then we have to establish the JDBC connection. So in order to establish the JDBC connections, we need to follow 7 steps. So those steps are this one. First one, we have to load and register the JDBC driver. So that means we have to in our program, that means we are writing Java application. In that we have to register our driver. So we have installed the driver, we have given the class path, but we have to load that driver to the driver manager. We have to register our driver to the driver manager. That we have to do. So that is the first step. We have to load the driver. Next one, after loading the driver, we have to define the connection URL. That means connection URL means suppose if you are using the MySQL, means MySQL localhost / JDBC, like that port number 3306. We have some URL address, the database address, MySQL address, that we have to identify. So after that, we have to establish the connection. So we can establish the connection by using the connection object. By using the connection object of the connection class, get connection. This is the establishment of the connection. After establishing the connection, we can create the statement object. That means we have to write the query here. After establishing the connection, we have to write the query. Select star from, create table. Like that, we can write our queries. After writing our queries, we can execute our queries. So we have some methods, execute query, like that. We have so many methods. By using those methods, we can execute the queries. So after that, we can process the result. So if you execute the query, we get some result. So that results can be stored in the RS object. That means result set object. Result set is an interface. We can create an object of the type result set, RS object. So here we can use the 3 objects. Broadly, we can have the 3 objects. First one is connection object. Next, statement object. Next, RS object. So we need a connection class, we need a statement class, we need a result set class. We need 3 classes, 3 interfaces to handle the database connection. First one, to establish the connection, we need a connection object. Next, to write the queries, we need a statement object. Next, in order to store the results, we need a RS object. So in any Java application regarding the database connectivity, we need all these objects. So after processing the result, we can close the connections. We can close all the connections. That means rs.close, st.close, connection.close. We can close all the connections. We have to close all these things. So these are the 7 steps to be followed while writing any program regarding the JDBC connections. Through the Java program, we are going to access the database. That is the ultimate goal. Through the Java application, through the Java program, we are going to connect to any database. We are going to connect to the database and we are retrieving the values, or we are doing some database management. We can apply the SQL commands or DML commands on the database through the Java application, through the Java program. So in order to do that, we need these 7 steps. We need to follow these 7 steps. So already we have discussed these things. So next one, the result set interface. That means whenever you get the results, we need to process that result. We need only first row. We need only second row. or we need only one column information. So like that, we need to operate, we need to perform some operations on the result set. So let's see the how the result set will be created. So statement st. So by using the results, we have two ways to create the statement. That means we can give the queries in two ways, two alternative ways. Those are by using the statement class or by using the prepared statement class. By using the statement class and by using the prepare statement class, we have two ways. So first one is this one, statement class. By using st is equal to connection dot create statement. That means create query. So result set is equal to st dot execute query. This one, select star from student. So this is the query we want to give. So in order to give this type of queries, we need two classes, either of these two classes. First one is statement class. Second one is prepared statement class. Statement class. Second one is prepared statement class. So this is the one way to access the result result set rs. Another way is rs is equal to st dot execute query. st means prepare statements. Here we have used the prepare statement, connection dot prepare statement sql. That means we can store this query in the some field, some string variable sql. So we are passing the sql construct, sql object, object as a parameter. So these are the two ways to create the result set. So we can generally we can follow the statement only, or in some situations we can use the prepare statements. So there are so many methods under the result set interface. So we have so many methods. So most widely used one is next method, rs.next. So rs.next means initially the cursor is at the starting row, first row. So in order to get the second row, we need to uh, increment the cursor, increment the cursor value to the next line, so up to the end of the table. So in order to perform all these things, we need to write the everything in between every SQL statements in between the rs.next. While rs.next, we have to perform some statements. We have to give some queries in the rs.next. So this is the most widely used method in the result set interface. Likewise, we have so many methods. Next, get int, get string. So like that, we have so many methods. So next one, navigating the result set. That means result set means nothing but a output of the query. That means it may be a table or tuples, collection of tuples, or it may be a table. So that result sets can be processed. That means that result sets can be navigated. That means cursor has to be navigated. That means either if you want to print the single row, second row, third row, or if you want to print the second column, third column. So like that, there is a possibility to process our result set. So that can be possible by using these methods. First, last, next, previous, relative, absolute, after last, before last. So like that, we have so many methods. Simply, we can use the next method. So result set metadata interface. So result set data metadata interface. That means metadata means data about the data. That means the data description. We can call it as a data description. So if you created any database, means the database description has to be maintained. So that description can be viewed in the metadata. So the likewise result set also has some metadata. So the result set metadata interface has some methods. Those are get column name, get column count. So how many columns are available in this table? Get the column names, all the column names. So like that, we have so many methods. Most widely used methods are get column names and get column count. These two methods are most widely used methods. So next one is creating the JDBC application. This is very, very important. So this is the main thing. So till now we have discussed about the theory, how to connect the database, what are the requirements, what are the softwares we need. So that we have seen. So next one is, by using this theory, we are going to create the database, create the JDBC application. We are going to create the JDBC application. That means to retrieve the data from the database, or to insert a table, or to delete a table, delete a row in a table, or we can update the table. So these type of operations can be performed with the help of all this theory. So we have some programs. So JDBC application program. So before going to that, so JDBC application program. So before going to that, we have to. So before going to that, we have to identify the requirements of the, in order to write the Java application JDBC programs, we have to identify the two things: whether the database is installed correctly or not. Second one is whether the JDBC is installed correctly or not. So let us check in my system screen. So let us check first. Let us check the MySQL database. So I have installed the MySQL database. So MySQL database. So MySQL. So MySQL command line client. MySQL workbench. Workbench is a GUI. Command line is the like our command prompt. So like open the command prompt. So screen is visible to you. I think screen is visible. So MySQL 8.0 command line client. So here it is asking the password. Password is root. After installation, while installation, it will ask the username and password. There I have given the root as the password. So click the password. So MySQL prompt is, so here I got the MySQL prompt. MySQL prompt. So here the database I have used is MySQL database. MySQL database. So let us perform some operations here. So let us perform show database. Show databases. So the command is executed. So list of databases are displayed here. Information underscore schema, MySQL, performance schema, something student data, SIS, world. So like that, so many databases are default databases are available. So we can utilize the databases. Select star from. So student data, I have created the table student data. Select star from table name. So no database selected. So we have so many databases. We have to use the databases. Use student data. Use student data. So database changed. So here select star from student data. Table student data does not exist. Show tables. Show tables. So in this database, we don't have a table. This is the database name. Student data is a database name. So in that, so we have only one table, that is EC underscore student. So this is the table. Select star from EC underscore student. EC underscore student. So this is the database table. First column is ID, second column is first attribute, second column is last attribute, third column is marks. So we have 4 attributes and 4 tuples. 100, 101, 102, 103. We have 4 tuples, 4 rows and 4 columns. So this is my table, EC student. So database is working fine, working correctly. So next one, we have to identify that whether the my system has JDBC driver or not. So I am using the MySQL database. I am using the MySQL database. That means I have to download the MySQL JDBC driver. That means MySQL connector slash J. The JDBC driver name is MySQL connector slash J. MySQL connector dot J. So search for that file. So in the C program, C drive, in the program files, so we have the MySQL folder. So click on the MySQL folder. So in this we have the connector J 8.0. So we have installed the MySQL 8 version 8. So the connector is also version 8. Connector J 8.0. So this is the JDBC driver. Identify the path here. Identify the path. In the C drive, in the program files, MySQL folder. In the MySQL folder, we have the connector J 8.0. So double click on that. So in that, we have the MySQL connector Java 8.0.25. So this is the jar file we need. So this is the jar file we need. So we have to identify the path, this path. So connector J 8.0 slash MySQL connector dot jar. MySQL connector dot jar. So we need this path. That means location of the JDBC driver. So this is the location of the JDBC driver. So this we have to give as the class path. So copy this one. Control A, Control C. We need this path. MySQL connector hyphen Java hyphen 8.0.25. This is the jar file, executable jar file. So all the executable jar file, all the MySQL related JDBC connection classes and interface are available in this jar file. So we need this jar file in order to connect the Java application program to the database, JDBC database. That means MySQL database. So this is the path we need. So let us go create the environment variables. So go to the environment variables, my computer, advanced system settings, environment variables. In this, check the path. So path already given as the bin. So we have to add the class path here. So double click on this, add the class path here. Already class path is available here, JRE, LIB, something. So we have to add this one. Program files, MySQL connector J 8.0, MySQL connector dot jar file. So this path we have to add. So I have added the path here. I have added the path here. So while working on this, we have to add the path here. Then only the program, the application program will locate the database. So this is the things we have to check. First, we have to install the MySQL database. So database is working correctly. Then we have identified the JDBC driver. JDBC driver also downloaded and installed. We have identified the path of the JDBC driver, and we have make that path as class path, and we have make that path as class path. So this is the background things we have to check, and then we have to start writing the program. Then we have to start the program. So this is the first JDBC program in order to retrieve the information. So retrieve already we have the table, this table, EC student table. So we have the EC student table. We have EC student table. So the program aim is to retrieve this table. So retrieve this table information. So this table is in the database student data. Student data. So student data is a database which is available in the MySQL database, MySQL database server. So in that we have so many types of databases, so many different databases. Student data is one database. So in that database we have one table, EC student. So I want to retrieve the ECE student table. This table, I want to retrieve this table. For this, I am going to write the Java application program. So check here. So first line, as usual, we are importing the java.sql. So all the classes related to the databases are available in the java.sql or javax.sql packages. So that's why I'm importing the SQL package. So this is my class name. Class name is firstdb is my class name. So here I need something. I need three parameters. First one is URL. That means database URL. Database URL. In order to get the connection, we need the location of the database. So where the database is available, that we have to know. That we can call it as URL. Universal Resource Locator. Universal Resource Locator. That means address. Address of the database. That address is stored in the URL string, URL variable. So that variable is declared as the static final. That means we can access this variable by using without the object also, and this can be treated as final. That means we cannot modify the things here. So the address is this is the default for all the MySQL databases. JDBC colon MySQL colon / localhost. This is the host name. 3306 is the port number. In that process ID. So this is the database name. Student data is the database name. So this is the URL. So I have stored the entire URL in a string. That's why I have given the double quotes and stored in the URL. And then database, we know the database URL, and then we know the username and password. We have to know in order to access that database, we need the username and password of the database. So the username and password is root. So root is stored in the user variable. Password is stored in the pass variable. So these are in some initializations I have given. That means URL, user, and username and password. Database username and password. Database address, database username, database password. I have assigned some variables for this. Then public static void main. So this is my main method. So there is a chance of exceptions. That's why I'm throwing some exceptions. That is SQL exception. There is a possibility of a SQL exception and class not found exception. That means JDBC driver. We are using the JDBC drivers. So the driver classes, there is a chance of not getting the JDBC drivers. If you don't give the path, means you don't get the JDBC driver path. So that's why I have throwing some exceptions, SQL exceptions and class not found exceptions. So here I am creating the three reference objects. First one is for connection, CON. For statements, writing the queries, ST. For storing the result, RS. So of the type connection class, statement class, result set. All these things are same for every program. All these things are same for every program. The query may differ. So remaining things are same for every database connection programs. Next, we are placing these things in the try catch blocks. That means there is a possibility of the exception. There is a possibility of raising the exception. That's why I am placing these statements in a try catch block. So this is the first time. This is the syntax for registering our driver. Registering our driver. That means the driver name is this one. MySQL driver name is this one. So Oracle driver name is different. Likewise, DB2 driver name is different. So we have to know the driver names also. So this is the driver name. com.mysql.jdbc.driver. D is the capital letter. The driver is the class. D is the capital letter. So this is the driver name. So for this, we are using the class.forName. Class.forName. So class is the class.forName. ForName is a method. ForName is a method. So this statement is always used in the database connection statement. So this statement refers the registering loading the database driver. Loading the database driver. So first step is, while establishing the JDBC connection, first step is we have to load the driver. We have to load the JDBC driver. So that can be done by this statement. Class dot for name. So within the braces, we have to give the driver name. That means we will register this driver to the driver manager. We can register this, it means that we can register this driver to the driver manager. So this is the common for all the programs. So next, so driver is registered. Next one, we have to establish the connection. Next step is we have to establish the connection. So how do you establish the connection? For connections, we can use the connection object already. CON object is declared. Connection is equal to driver manager dot get connection. So driver manager is a class. Driver manager is a class. Driver manager dot get connection. Get connection is a method, static method. That's why we are accessing this by using the class name. Driver manager dot get connection. Get connection of. So here we have to give the URL. URL, comma, username, comma, password. So we have already stored the entire URL in the URL string, username in the user string, password in the pass string. That's why we have passed these variables. So this syntax is common for all the things. So this is the syntax for getting the database connection. So this is the database connection is established. Then I am writing some printf statement connected to the database. If this statement executed, then the database connection is established. Then after establishing the connection, we have to write the queries. So for writing the queries, we will use the ST object. So ST is equal to connection dot create statement. Create statement. So create statement is the method. Create statement is the method. Then I am declaring some variable SQL of type string. So here I am writing the query, select star from EC student. Select star from EC underscore student. So this is the table. This is the table. From this table, I need information. I need to retrieve the information. This is the syntax. So after creating the statement, we have to execute that statement. We can execute the statement. Execute the statement and store the result in the RS dataset, RS object. We have to execute the statement. st dot execute query is the method. To execute the query, execute query is the method. So which query we have to execute? This one. This query is stored in the SQL. Or we can here we can directly give the select star from EC student. So this is the execution of the statement, and we are storing the result in the RS dataset. So here next we are going to write the while loop. That means if you don't write this while loop means only single line, first row will be executed. So next row will not be executed. That's why we are writing all the statements in the while loop. So while rs dot next is the method. So we are performing this method on the rs object, rs dot next. So here we are storing the column values, column names. Int id is equal to rs dot get int. Get int is a method. Get int of id. Next string first name, rs dot get string, first name. Last name, rs dot get string, last name. Marks, that means integer, get int, rs dot int marks. So here I am going to print the id value, first name, last name, and marks. We are going to print all these things, first name, last name, and marks. So in the database, we are going to print all these things. So here we are retrieving this information. We are retrieving the column names and storing in the ID value. So this is the while loop. So after closing the while loop, we are closing the result set. We are closing the statement object, and we are closing the connection. So these things are common. Next, I am closing the try block, and then I am writing some exception, catch SQL exception. I am printing that exception. So this is the program to retrieve the database values. So let us compile this one. CMD cd space java. So java c first db.java. So the program is compiled Java first db. So here, see the output here. Loading class com.mysql.jdbc.driver. So this is the driver name. This is deprecated. The new driver class is this one. The new driver class is this one. There is some deprecated class. The driver is automatically registered via the SPI, and the manual loading of the driver class is generally unnecessary. So generally there is a problem in the driver names. So actually we have given the driver name as com.mysql.jdbc.driver, but the driver name is this one. Actually the driver name is this one. So the JVM automatically matches the driver and registered the driver, and then we are printing the contents of the database. 100 ID, first name, last name, marks. ID, first name, last name, marks. So these are the contents of this table. So this table is retrieved by our Java program. So this is the simply database connections. So any doubts in this program? So most of the things are common for every program. Most of the things are common for every program. So commonly we can have these things: connection, statement, RS. We need all these things. By using these three only, the entire program will execute. We need a connection object, we need a statement object, we need a result set. So in the result set, we are going to retrieve the whatever the necessary things we need. We can retrieve the things by using the result set. So these are the base program for the database connections. So any doubts in this? So copy this one, Control C. So place this one as your driver. So there is no error here. There is no error here. Directly the output is displayed here. So in the previously, we got some error. Some not an error. Automatically the driver names are changed. The previous versions, this is the driver name. In the latest versions, we are using the cj.jdbc.driver. CJ. In between the SQL and JDBC, we have the CJ. So this is the output. So any doubts in this? So this is very, very important in the advanced Java concepts. So in the any real-time applications needs the database connectivity. So if you are working on any project or anything, there is a connection between the front end and the back end. There is a need to retrieve the information from the databases. So we need all these things: connections, connection class, statement class, and result set. So by using these three, we can write the programs. So before executing this one, we have to identify that the database is properly installed, the driver is installed properly, and the driver path is correctly placed in the class path, whether we have given the driver path or not. that we have to check and we have to execute the programs. So this is how we can retrieve the information. So generally, this is the database law. This is the database client. So here we can retrieve the tables and tables. So here what we are doing is we are retrieving the tables. So we are giving the queries in the MySQL. So in the database JDBC connections, we are giving the queries in the Java application program. So through the Java application, we are going to retrieve the tables, or we are going to perform some database manipulations. That means update, edit, delete. So those operations can be performed. So these table can be retrieved in our program by using Java application. By using the Java program, we have retrieved the database content. So these contents are available in the database. I have not given any inputs here. So this entire data is retrieved. This entire data is retrieved from the database, from the MySQL database, from the MySQL database. In order to get this one, we need to get the connection. We need to get the some connection. So that connection can be performed by connection object. Connection object. After perform the connection, we are writing the queries. Queries by using the ST object, statement object. After writing the queries, we are getting the result. So result can be stored in the result set. Result set. So all these things are available in the JDBC driver. All these things are available in the JDBC driver. If you have the JDBC driver, this can be possible. So without this JDBC driver, we cannot perform anything. That's why we need the JDBC driver. We have to give the path of the JDBC driver. Then only this thing will be happen. So in order to achieve this one, we need the address of the database. We need the URL address of the database. After that, we need the username and password. We need the username and password of the database. So then only we can access that database. So this is all about the basic things regarding the connections, JDBC connections. So in the tomorrow's class, we can see some more programs on this. So any doubts on this? Okay, thank you.